Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I posted an upload, although I'm not sure if the other videos I'm filming will go up before this, but anyway, it's been a while. I've just moved house, so that's why the background isn't exactly lovely, but I wanted to come on here today and talk about a very highly specific topic. So yeah, if you want to sit down, have a chat, maybe grab a cup of tea, that kind of thing, and we'll get into it. So the topic I want to talk about today is, you're going to be sick of hearing about it, but it's COVID-19. But the specific topic I want to talk about today is being pregnant during COVID-19. It's a very highly specific topic, but I thought I would talk about it because, you may know someone who's pregnant, who's having a hard time, and this may resonate with them. So yeah, I figured I'd just film a little video about what it's like being pregnant during an international pandemic. If you want to share this with a pregnant friend, pregnant family member, someone you know who's pregnant, who might be having a hard time, then yeah, I'd appreciate that, and maybe they can come and we can have some discussion in the comments about how we're all feeling. What is it like being pregnant during an international pandemic? The only way I can describe it is it sucks. It's literally awful. So for a bit of context, this is my first baby, so I don't have any other kids. This is my first time being pregnant, and to be honest, we're going to try and not get all mushy and moist and all of that, but yeah, it's been really horrible. COVID-19 kind of has taken my joy of my pregnancy away from me. So as of filming this, I am 33 weeks and 6 days. So I'll be 34 weeks tomorrow. By the time you see this, I'll be 34 weeks pregnant. Maybe even 35 weeks, depending on how long it takes me to edit this. You never know. But yeah, so that means my baby will be here imminently. We're essentially on watch for the baby being here. He'll be here any minute, basically. And yeah, I'm filming this on Sunday the 5th of April. Saturday the 4th of April was supposed to be my baby shower. Now obviously I never had any kids, so this is going to be my first baby shower. I mean, I've been to baby showers before, but this only a couple, and this was going to be my baby shower, and I was super excited. The whole pregnancy itself for me, because of my pre-existing conditions and stuff, has been pretty rough, is the only way I can describe it. And other things which will be discussed, in the chit chat, get ready with me. But the pregnancy had been pretty rough. So I was really, really looking forward to my baby shower. I have a little box for the baby of memory items that I collected during the pregnancy, and I was going to get pictures with my friends and the bump and with his dad and all kinds of stuff. And obviously none of that's happening now because my baby shower got cancelled. Now, we cancelled my baby shower a number of weeks ago. It's not like I was shocked by this new... It's been cancelled for about 3 or 4 weeks, but it is still really hard. Yesterday was really sad for me because I was you see, these pregnancy hormones, why are there tears in my eyes? It's not necessary. But anyway, yesterday was really hard for me because I was really, really looking forward to the baby shower. Like, I was really looking forward to seeing my friends. I haven't seen some of my friends for quite a long time. Obviously on account of me being pregnant. I moved back from Newcastle to Leeds, so I haven't seen any of my friends up there. I haven't been at uni either, so there's that. I've not really been out and about and socialising in general during my pregnancy because I had to go on maternity leave really quite early, to the point where it wasn't maternity leave when I took it. It was just leave because of my additional conditions, and essentially because of what I do for a living, which is I'm a PhD student. My PhD is in chemical engineering. I was going to be in the lab. We had a course of lab work that I was just due to start when I found out I was pregnant. Like literally like the next week I was due to start it. And it involved extracting electrolyte from lithium-ion batteries, which not exactly dangerous, but when a lithium-ion battery degrades, it can produce hydrogen fluoride. We would have to go through, check every single chemical, make sure it's all safe for the baby, you know, make sure I can use it. And in reality, it was just not really going to work, was it? So, you know, I ended up having to go onto my maternity leave. I can't have been any more than, I was still in my first trimester, let's put it that way. It was a lot. So, yeah, I haven't really been out and about socialising. I spent most of my pregnancy at home because I've not been working. So that's kind of made it very hard for me. So I've tried to, you know, I was looking forward to socialising, let's put it that way. And obviously, I had been socialising a bit during my pregnancy when I moved back home. The upside being I can see all my friends back home, which most of my friends do live back home anyway. I didn't exactly go to Newcastle and make this abundance of new friends. Most of my friends still live in Leeds. So I went back home and I was socialising. Not loads, but I might go out maybe even like once a week and see someone for a few hours. If I sound weird, it's because pregnancy really affects my sinuses, so I sound like my nose is blocked constantly. Love that for me. But, you know, I was still going out a little bit. I'd got a little part-time job thing going on. Just, you know, here and there doing a little bit of work, just mostly to get out of the house. And then COVID-19 came along. And I leave my house probably like once a week now, but it's not to socialise. It is literally to go to antenatal appointments. I think I've been to the supermarket once. I've been to... Oh, I went to my brother's the other day for a couple of hours. My brother lives 5 minutes away, so I went to my brother's. And it's like... And it's kind of like... Wow, silence is deafening. I am tired of being at home. The government kind of was at first saying everything was fine and blah blah blah, but I have been in social distancing or social isolation since before that. So I've been in social distancing / isolation since I moved into this house, which was 1 month, which was just about a month ago. So I've been in this house the whole time. So yeah, it's hard. For the first few weeks, you know, people couldn't come round at all. And I suppose people still aren't supposed to be coming around, but in reality, it's so much better for me that people are able to come round, because actually, when I was just at home by myself, not seeing anyone, not speaking to anyone, it was awful, to be honest. Like, it was really bad. And oh my god, guys, being pregnant during a international pandemic is kind of like one of the most isolating things I've ever experienced. So obviously you're isolated because I live by myself, so I'm in a house by myself. When I wake up, by myself when I go to sleep, by myself during the day. But now I can't go anywhere. Because of my pre-existing conditions, I have a letter from the government telling me that I need to self-isolate for 12 weeks. That came on Monday or Tuesday or something. So 12 weeks is a long time. 12 weeks, about 3 months. So it's April 5th. That means I can't go nowhere till July 5th. Yeah, my son will be like 2 months old by then. So I can't take him outside. I can't take him anywhere. Like, obviously it's for my safety and his safety, but we're going to have to come up with a way to put plans in place and safety precautions in place, because there's no way that no one in my family is going to meet my son for all that time. Like, my dad, my brother, like my sister, all of them are going to meet the baby. So I kind of worry about that. I worry about, it's just very anxiety inducing is the only way I can describe it. I worry about when I have to go to the hospital, because I do still have to go to the hospital. I have a lot of antenatal checkups and I still have to go to them because I'm so heavily pregnant now. So I worry about if I go to the hospital and I then catch something that will be dangerous for the baby. I worry about, it will be dangerous for me, obviously. I have lupus and respiratory issues that go with that. So obviously it's going to be very dangerous for me. But I worry that's going to endanger the baby somehow, because obviously I'm not going to be very well. And so I worry about that. I worry about going into early labour because I'm just so stressed. I worry about getting sick and going into early labour. I worry about the actual labour process, because the current government guidelines dictate I'm due to be induced. That is how my son is expected to come into this world, by induction, in a few weeks' time. Towards at the very beginning of next month, the end of this month. So in a few weeks' time. And the way it's kind of set up is you're induced. Induction takes several days, especially with your first child. So I will be in the hospital for probably around 2 days or so before I'm actually in labour, need to actually push and stuff. 2 to 3 days is what they're expecting. I'm not allowed to have anyone with me that entire time because of COVID-19. So my family can't visit. My son's dad can't visit. It will just be me in the hospital in early labour. Well, eventually I will be in early labour, obviously. Undergoing all these procedures, tests, everything, all on my own. I think that is the scariest part, that I'm going to be in the hospital alone. I don't like being in the hospital anyway. I've spent a lot of my life in the hospital. I don't enjoy it, especially when I'm on my own. So that's quite scary. As it stands, during the actual active labour, which will be from 4 centimetres dilated when they take me down to the delivery suite onwards, someone can be there. But normally you would be able to have, normally I'd be able to have someone with me the whole time, from as soon as they start induction to even on the postnatal ward. That's not how it's working. So I'm only allowed to have one person there during the delivery. Normally I'd be allowed to have 2. I'm only allowed to have one person there. And they're only allowed to be there during that time. After the baby is born, they have to leave, basically. And then I go into the postnatal ward, where I will likely be for a couple of days. And that's just providing everything goes swimmingly well according to my birth plan. I'll probably be there for a couple of days. No one's allowed to visit me, so my family can't come. My dad can't come and see his grandson, which makes me quite sad because we were all in the hospital there waiting when my nephew was born to see him, and no one's gonna be there waiting to see him. No one's gonna be able to see him. No one's allowed to see him until I come home from the hospital. And even when I come home from the hospital, I still got to practice social distancing. So actually, it won't be like everyone could come round and we could all have a big little a medium, that's big little, medium get together, and we'll all look at the baby, because we can't do that. It'll have to be like at most like a couple of people so that we can all sit like distance from each other. Like, I've seen pictures of people having to hold the baby up to the window to let their family see, and like, obviously because he's going to be so tiny, it's going to be dangerous for him. So really the only people who probably be allowed around in those early days is my family. None of my friends will probably be able to see him. He probably won't be able to meet any of his godparents because of COVID-19. I'm not allowed to have anyone with me on the postnatal ward to help me with feeding the baby and just picking up the baby, just helping me out. Obviously, my body doesn't enjoy being pregnant, let's put it that way. With having lupus, it's just been an uphill battle the whole way. But at the moment, my body's at like a weird stage. It's like, once the baby gets big enough, I sort of send the baby my horrible, nasty antibodies, but the baby has healthy, clean antibodies, which we share. So actually, generally, my lupus stays reasonably well controlled whilst I'm pregnant. But the shock to my system, when the baby's no longer providing the clean antibodies, will probably be very similar to the shock to my system when I first found out I was pregnant. In fact, to be honest, I'm expecting it to be a little bit worse. When I first found out I was pregnant, my body was like, we don't like, what's this? Get rid of it. We don't like it. We're going to fight it. So I was obviously had a huge flare, and I'm expecting much the same on the other side after the baby has been born, because that's an even more dramatic shock. Whereas once you get the baby, you become pregnant, and the baby takes time to get bigger and all that kind of thing. So your body has a bit more time to get used to it. But on the other side, it's just, you were pregnant yesterday, now you're not. Your body doesn't like that. So I'm expecting to have a huge flare. At the very least, I'm going to be exhausted, and I'm not going to have anyone on the ward to help me. Obviously the midwives will be there, but midwives can't be there all the time, which I think a lot of people are neglecting to realise, that the midwife is not going to be there every second of every day to hold my hand. Like, they have other patients, they have other things to do, and as you can imagine, the hospital is kind of running on skeleton staff at the moment because there's an international pandemic. Staff are self-isolating, they're running on skeleton staff, so there's not going to be as many midwives there as there would normally be, I imagine, because how can there be when they're getting sick, they're getting unwell? Like we've seen in the news, nurses, midwives, they're actually getting sick and dying. So they also to an extent are going to be taking their own precautions to protect their own families. And some midwives will have pre-existing conditions, which will kind of put them in a position where it's like, well, I can't really go to work, just like quite a lot of people out there at the moment. So yeah, that scares me a lot. And that's just now. Every day more people die than the day before, and I am worried that they're going to even further tighten the regulations. I did sign a petition about protecting our right to have birth partners there. And I'll link that down below as well, because I do think it's extremely important to be able to have someone there with you that provides the best outcomes for mothers and babies, because everyone's a bit more relaxed. I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but also at the same time, I do personally believe that it's putting mums and babies at risk. So yeah, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about just my baby being born into a world where there's like, where people are dying. Like, what if he gets sick? Like, what if, it's such a worrying time as a soon-to-be mother, especially a first-time mother. Like, it's such a scary time, and I know we have to stay positive and all that, but it's quite hard to when you're about to bring a life into the world and the world is absolutely wrecked. That makes it very, very, very hard to stay positive. So yeah, unfortunately, COVID-19 has taken a lot of the joy of my pregnancy away. It's supposed to be the most joyful time of your life. Rumour has it, I don't know how, because I feel like crap, but whatever. It's supposed to be the most joyful time of your life, and I'm going to spend the last quarter of it just stressed and worried for my son. And then for the first, not even just that, for the first, I don't know, who knows how long of his life, he won't be able to go outside. I won't be able to take him to the park. I won't be able to, introduce him to my family, like wider family, my friends. Like, how will we even go about having a christening? Like, my grandma was supposed to be here during the birth. She is in Jamaica at the moment. She sort of spent half her time there, half her time here. But she couldn't come because of the whole international pandemic. Jamaica does have some cases, not anywhere near as many cases as the UK, obviously, but Jamaica does have some cases. And we all kind of agreed it wouldn't be safe for her to come. Obviously, she's a little bit older now. It's not really safe for her to get on a flight and potentially get sick. She's going to have to self-isolate when she gets here and, all that. But the idea was she was supposed to be here to help me with my recovery after the baby's born, help me get ready for the baby. Obviously, she's had 2 babies of her own, and then each of her babies have had 2 babies of their own. So, it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. I have no idea when she's going to even be able to come, because she can't come until it's safe, and it might not be safe for 6 months. So she's going to miss the birth. She's going to miss those really, really early days when he's born. I'm going to send her pictures, but it's not the same, is it? So, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here and talk about what it's like being pregnant during an actual international pandemic, which this is completely not at all how I saw my pregnancy going. It was not in my plan. It was not at all anything that I wanted. So yeah, it is hard, but just have to focus on the fact that in a few weeks time, my little boy is going to be here, and I'm sure that'll make everything feel a little bit better. At the moment, though, it's pretty worrying, I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, I will link that petition down below if anyone feels like signing it or sharing it with anyone. And I will also link to my Lupus in pregnancy video, if that's already gone up, and my chit chat, get ready with me video about where I've been and how we got here. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this video is not too long. It probably is because I really can chat. So yeah, but thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.